Okay, hey, train plants every day. George Scoville coming at you from the STEM lab. So today in the Red Solo Cup, I want to do my exercises for Python today. I'm putting the seed in the cup and I'm trying to watch it grow. So from the top view here, let's open one up. You're new. You're as new as me because I can't be an expert. I'm not. I'm only this far into it. I've spent the last 2 or 3 days hacking out HTML, Java, and a bunch of stuff on Sheets. Um, really good and fun, especially for what we're going to do here. And so you want to get into Python. You just want to scratch the surface on it and open it up. What do we need to do? Well, one of the things I can do is let's look at all the buttons on here first, guys. Let's before we touch anything and get into there. I know you won't need to know it yet, but there's some important things in here that you have to know. That'll be super critical for later about what you're going to do. Let's just make it a little smaller here. And that's important for later. Let's get you. Ooh, you're a little nasty, ain't you? I'm not exactly sure what happened there. All right, there we go. That's better. Now you're on the side. That's gooder. Okay. Gooder. Basically the same thing, anything, and we're going to be right here anyways. We want to open a folder. We want to open a folder, and we want to name it the salty one, because it'll get pretty salty in here, I'm sure. All right, and so we're going to want to open that. Come on now. And that's going to open that up there. Now, you might have to do some basic installing, but just come into here, watch my buttons, rewind. Don't be afraid to pause it. I'm not actually there watching you, judging you, and it'll be fine. I know it feels like it that right way. Like the teacher is like, nah, it's okay. You're supposed to, and then just blew by. Oh, I'm definitely in the backlog there, changing all the letters around when you're not looking at it because you're busy typing. Don't worry about it. You just keep slamming away, machine learning. Okay, so we're in there. Let's say you got that. You're good to go. You're up in here. You got a file. And you want to open one up. And you want to make it fast. You just want to get in there and have it come in. That's all you need. .py. It's going to open it up for you every time. You may want to even save it up there so you can just copy it, paste it right there. And that's going to say a copy of it right there. So you can rename it later on. And then that'll just make it fast hand for you. Either just a page where it's always up there for you, or just the copy of it, so you can do that. One of the fast things you can do. So let's delete that. Yeah, move trash, get out of here. Again, that's important if you're left-handed, or if you're right-handed like I am. You'll be coding a lot like this from the inside. Instead of looking this way constantly, you just look that way and type back. But we want to print something. We want to, first thing you can do ever is first thing is hello world, and we want that to do it. Now, if you did your Python and stuff and you can't really find it, it's going to say run. And so you want to run it. You can do it up here or just to get it kicked off and started, but it should be a little play button up here with your debugger and everything. And you might have to touch some buttons until you get it there, and that's going to pull this up right here. Now, another little trick I'm going to tell you right here about what that is, especially seeing that our bar is on the other side now. We can collapse it though. Is you will get crunched. And when you do, and you're playing around with this stuff, one of the things, see how this is all messed up like this? We want to right click on it, and we want to toggle the size. And what that's going to do is tighten this off for you. Huge. Huge. You don't even know. All right, so we want to get rid of this now. That's the first thing you do. You do that all the time. Print, parentheses, commas, hello, and then you're just going to move on, right? You're just going to keep doing that 10 times, right? Get yourself a little exercise for these things until you feel comfortable about spelling it, and you'll know where the mistake was because you were so used to doing it. And there's all kinds of equipment later that you're going to be using in your data trees, or your, what are they, data trees? No, management trees, that does what it is. So now we want to do stuff. We can say hello, we can say anything, we can write a whole message in here. We're not quite talking to terminals yet, but we're in the terminal. And that's a good thing, because we can play around in here. we want to do some items, and they are equal to the parentheses notation, and that's going to be what it is. Now, if we run this, nothing's going to happen. Why? Because we didn't say print. Print item. And that's what you need. You don't need any parentheses. You don't need, nothing. Just, it's in a list now, and that becomes an item, and you can run that. And it's going to tell me Apple. Cool. Now we're making stuff work. Now we're doing stuff that's super critical for later. We want to be able to break this stuff down consistently. But we need some more items. And this is a case-sensitive language, so one of the things, well, let's do apples this time. Oh, yeah, right. We do need those things, don't we? These little doodly jobbers. This will work too, parentheses. So if you're mixed up in the code, as long as they're the same one, you're pretty good. That's relative, but for a rookie like me, it doesn't matter. And you can space those out too if you want. It just keeps it a little nicer. Oh, N-A-N-A. Just because we're staying singular. Oh, yeah, see, I am definitely a rookie. There's no two ways about that. And this is the bit. This is the game. You got to get through it. Now we want to be able to print those two things because this is the whole process. And these again case sensitive. In this case, I, capital form, I. And later on when we go items 2 and items 3, because physically, I know it doesn't say that here, but you're not doing the exercise. It's not just going to print both of those items, and if it was, it's only going to print one of them, and we got to figure out why it is that. Why does it do what it does? It speaks out apples, but no bananas, right? Case sensitive. So let's try if we do the I in here, print it out, because you'll want these saved for later for yourself. Now, we should get the apples and the bananas. So let's just keep going. For now, we're going to keep it. We're just opening up that terminal a little bit. We're getting away from this so it's not so confusing. And we can say, well, item 1, okay. Item 2, we watched it produce itself. It's starting to do the stuff that we want it to do, and that's fantastic. When this gets crazy, we can start deleting that because that's what that is. In either the whole section or just this, because later on, I think there's a way to hide this stuff. And if I knew it right now, I would be hiding those other aspects as we're going through this, but I'm not technically there yet. I'm great with quantum mechanics, though. So let's keep it moving. We're going to need one more item. In this case, we'll say 1, backspace, and we'll say that is equal to the apples, bananas, and so on. Over, down. 2 is equal to bananas. NA. There you go. And 3 is equal to a cat. Why not? We'll keep it A, B's, and C's around here, just nice and simple. Okay. We're moving. Now, we know that that'll produce. That'll print, right? No problem. Apple, banana. Oh, we never defined item. No, that's what we want to do. Now, you don't need to do the parentheses as if it's not a name. If it's an item already, then we're going to produce that item in here as, get out of here, as a list all on the same row this time. We got apples, bananas, and apples. Ooh, we want a cat in here. Why? Let's fix that. There you go. So you're going to start playing this game, right? You're going to keep going. We got the items. Now we need a list. We got these items. We're going to try every combination. We want to make sure it works everywhere. We want to try item 1. Let's exclude this 0 order for a minute here and just get down to a more sensible function of, well, does it print the other ways around? Does it print item 2 before item 1? Well, we don't know yet. We're testing out the A1 science. Let's find out. Well, it gave me that other stuff. Well, maybe we're confused. Maybe we want to just do this, seeing that we remember to do that and what it is. So let's take that away. You know, we don't need that stuff in there anymore, right? We can get that out of here. We play this game. It's not hard. Psh, get that stuff out of here. And let's just go down to the list now, because I think I need to find a list. Okay. List is equal to these guys right here. And we want to put the names in it as far as an item, or we just want to actually put names inside of it. We want to say that's Bob or Bob. We want to say that's Tom. And again, just for funsies, keep them in there so you remind yourself, does that work? You know, sure, yeah, we're testing inside. We're just playing a little game with ourselves. And, oh, John. Sorry, we're the boys, but that's what that is. O-H-N, there we go. And we still did it wrong. I do what I want, Python. You don't get in my way. List. Yeah, well, I mean, you've seen this, so that's going to help you do some stuff, right? And so one of those things that you can do is that right there. And we just keep going that. Now we find a new task or a new thing that comes into this, and we can start playing around with it before we're doing anything. We're just in this order up here. I'm making it worth it. I tried something, the thing didn't work. That's a 0. It did work, I got a 1. And don't cheat yourself on the score. You know, right now for you, if that thing's a big 1, then those little ones are really important and you shouldn't undersell it. There'll come a time that you're trying to pitch this to a grandmaster that's just going to work your dick in, you know, but I just want you to keep that in mind.